All right. And so I believe just like that, we're here on Zoom 2020. We're here on Zoom with Karen VanDaveer. Karen, welcome, and thank you for taking the time out to talk Butte, to talk Highlands College, to talk all things economic development and higher ed in the city of Butte. So
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah. I want to kick things off by just kind of introducing you to our audience, introducing you to our listeners, and really introducing you to me, since this is the first time we've really gotten a chance to connect here. And just tell our listeners, can you give our listeners a little bit of a glimpse into your background and kind of how you got to where you are today as the interim dean?
You bet. I am a native of Butte. And so when we talk all things related to Butte, I am one of the biggest cheerleaders of our community. I was born and raised here. I'm a nurse. And so I went to Montana State University and received my degrees. And I came back and I was lucky enough to be employed by Montana Tech since August of '89. And so I started my career as director of nursing at what was the Butte Votech. And then it progressed through Division of Technology, College of Technology, Highlands College. In 2012, we moved the nursing program to the main campus. And then in 2016, we started a 4-year bachelor's degree nursing program. We also have a completion degree for nurses to come back. And then we got a new chancellor last year. And during that time, our dean, which was of the College Letters, Sciences, and Professional Studies, became our provost. And we needed an interim dean for what we call CLESPAS. And so they appointed me as interim dean. And then the dean of Highlands College left, and so they came and said, would you take on that role in addition? So for this year, I have been the interim dean of both CLESPAS and Highlands College. And so I go between both schools. I love it because I get a little bit about 2-year education, and I know about the 4-year side and the connections and the opportunities that are there. So that's kind of my history. And I'm a change person. I love change. I love things to be different. And boy, I got my wish this year.
Yeah, I would say it seems like the career trajectory has moved in and out of so many different roles, but always advancing and always encouraging the city of Butte, it seems like, to prosper. So speaking of Butte, can you talk a little bit about your career in Butte and your life in Butte and how you've seen it change over the years as it's evolved?
Sure. One thing is constant is the friendliness of our community. That's I think is our golden egg, is that people, from the outside come and say, oh, I'm not too sure. And once they meet the people, they're hooked. Yeah. I, of course, was never going to live in Butte. I was going to, be out of here. And thankfully, my husband's an engineer and got his first job with the Montana Power Company when we came back. But to speak testaments to it for my family, I have 3 daughters. 2 are pharmacists, one's an orthodontist, and they all came back to Butte.
Oh, wow.
And so I feel that the people, the job opportunities, the future of Butte, the recreation within 45 miles of our community is unheard of. Yeah. We ski in the winter, we fish on the Big Hole River in the summer, we go to Georgetown Lake and water ski. It's just, it's amazing. And so I think that we're a secret that a lot of people haven't discovered yet about our community. And we're very welcoming, and I think there's great opportunity for young people and for the future.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that secret. Our hope is that we let we let the cat out of the bag, and Butte
Yeah.
is not as much of a secret, and people, discover it both to, to move and grow their families, and also to move and grow their businesses. And
Yeah.
one of the things that, of course, anybody looking to move a business or to start a business will question is the workforce, and sort of how prepared is this workforce? Are there educated people graduating from from the colleges there? And so you have your pulse directly on the higher ed community in Butte. Can you talk a little bit about sort of the workforce that is that is graduating out into the workforce, and finding jobs, and what kind of talents they're entering that field with?
Sure. We have our traditional four-year education and our graduate education, and Montana Tech has been known and has a wonderful reputation for engineering. So we have engineering, and that has been successful and continues to be. We have now healthcare, we have nursing,
Yeah.
and we keep expanding and growing and developing a workforce in the healthcare. We have business, biologies, chemistries, things that when you're looking at Montana Tech, you do not realize that we have interdisciplinary arts and sciences. We have lots of options for students and for employers. And we have this two-year college that is available for workforce development and needs. We have programs like the lineman program that is very successful. It's a one-semester pre-apprentice lineman where our utility companies are hiring them into apprenticeships. And by the time they get out, they're making more than a livable wage. They're making over $100,000 a year after they've gone through their apprenticeships. We have construction technology. So what we have here is stackable credentials. So that means you have the person that wants to be a carpenter. They go through a one-year certificate program. They want to go on, they can get a two-year construction technology degree, and they can go on to get the business part, the Bachelor's of Applied Science in Business. And so by the time they're finished, they can open a business, run a business, contribute to the leadership of a construction. We're doing the same with automotive. We have two-year automotive. We're now currently developing apprenticeships so that we can work with car dealers and we can say, be our partners. Let's get our students in. Let's have the workforce. We have the machining and welding, which is very popular for the production. And so the two-year mission is to provide the workforce for those startup companies. So what we're doing is, if someone came to me and said, we need this type of a worker, and we do our homework and do our feasibility and look at whether it's going to be a benefit for both industry and tech, then we'll put together a program. And we'll go through the approval, or maybe it's a short course, Kyle. That's getting really popular, is that we're offering this spring a CDL, commercial driver's license. We haven't had one before. Kristen from Montana Connections and some other industry partners came and said, we could really use something like that. So we have done our homework, and we are advertising for instructor, and we will start our first CDL in March of this year.
That's so exciting. And I heard that happened pretty quickly too, that they said, we need this to happen. And it wasn't, okay, 2 years later. This was a pretty quick turnaround.
Right. Yeah. And that's because we have the opportunity to offer them as 0 credit short courses too. Yeah. So you can come and get a degree, or you can come and get a certificate. But a lot of industry and a lot of our partners say, okay, I have this workforce that really needs a course in QuickBooks.
Yeah.
We can fire up a course that they can come in, and we can provide that education without them having to stay with us for a semester or 2 years. And that's what we need to start working with our partners on.
Boy, what an advantage for a business that is growing and launching in Butte to be able to reach out and have that type of community involvement, community relationship, and partnership with the local university and college. That just seems like something that doesn't happen everywhere, but in places that it does happen, it's highly beneficial for both parties.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of our goal. We really want to have a workforce development arm of Highlands College,
Yeah.
where it's not just for certificates and degrees, it's for short course training or to meet industry needs also.
Yeah. And would these be current employees of businesses that are coming to take the courses? Are these current students that want to kind of pad their resume a little bit, or how does that look?
It could be both.
It can be both.
Actually, which is the beautiful part, because it can be a need of a company that comes that says, I need this, or it could be someone in the community, say it's some type of an HR, a business course, or a communication course, or something like that, where they want to come for their own benefit, for continuing education, etc. So I think we need to be open, and we need to do things differently than we've done before. We need to be progressive. We need to respond to needs. We need to, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we move on to something else. I think that, it's hard to give up things. But I think this is exciting. People around Highlands College are excited to think that, they can come with an idea and we'll take it and we'll see if we can make it a reality. So
really
that's
cool.
what we're here for.
And if a business has a question about that or thinks this sounds like something I'm very interested in, would they kind of talk to you? Would they start at the economic development side and then like someone like Kristen works with you? Is that sort of how it works?
Yeah, if I would like that door to be open both ways. So
Sure.
I would like, Kristen usually is with the people when they're coming and thinking about having a business located in our community.
Yeah.
And if they identify that they have a need, and then she can connect us that way, or they are welcome to call the college. And then I have a person that's in charge. She's her job is workforce development. And so we have people that will sit down, and I'll sit down and meet with people to see if it's something that we think that we could develop and offer. And so either way, we're open to either way to make it work.
Great.
And to support our community.
Very accessible, it sounds like, across the board, which is exciting.
It is.
What haven't I asked you about that you're like, Kyle, I really need to tell you about this that's happening either in Butte or at Highlands College or at Montana Tech? What is there anything that you were like, I can't wait to talk about this? And if not, that's okay too.
Yeah. No, I guess I'm just so passionate about our community. Not a lot of small communities such as ours has a university right in the town.
Yeah.
That we can connect with, and that really wants to connect with businesses and be part of it. We have a new chancellor who is very supportive of workforce development and the 2-year arm of our university plus our 4-year. I just think we welcome with open arms young people too. That's going to be our future. And so anything that we can do to support them in any of their either business ventures or educational achievements, we're here. We have a great team at Montana Tech, and we're all willing to work as hard as we need to make the people and our community successful.
Yeah, that's great. That's certainly the vibe that I always get in Butte is just it's a really welcoming place. Uptown is such a cool place, both pre and during the pandemic. People are supportive during the 2020 craziness. We work with Up Top Clothing a bit, and they're based right there in Butte. And and that's a company that's thriving. I mean, they're continuing to grow, and they've got all their operations now in Butte. So it's kind of a good sort of startup a couple of years ago, and now they're really thriving in Montana, in the Pacific Northwest. So
right.
a
Yeah,
fun
that's
example.
Colt and Luke and
Yeah.
and Bree does my hair, and I went to high school with their mom and dad, and
Awesome. Yep. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
And so we're all kind of connected in Butte. We're all family.
Of course.
And so yeah. And
Fun.
even if you're not family, we say you are.
That's
so
right.
There you go.
You better get used to being family if you're not yet. Yeah. Well, that is really great. And we'll make sure to put some notes in the video description about how to, learn more about Highlands, learn more about Montana Tech, learn more about everything that's going on there, because it sounds like there's a lot of exciting new changes, and that are moving things and evolving, and all for the better. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, it is nice. It's great.
Karen, thank you very much for your time. It's getting to be the holiday season here. That's what time of year. Do you get outside in the winter in Butte? I know that's a question for a lot of folks too. What do you do in the winter in Butte? Is it so cold? Oh my gosh.
Well, here's what we do. My son-in-law has a hockey rink at their house.
Whoa.
And it is all, obviously, he's a transplant because he's a dentist, and he lived in Chicago, came to Montana to hunt and fish, has never left Butte. And so his kids are hockey players, and that's new to us. And so he did an outdoor rink. So people do hockey, we ski, there's snowmobiling, there's this weather's been incredible. We've been out walking and hiking and doing things that usually in December we haven't.
Right. The trails are open, clear. Yeah.
Yeah. It's there's lots of recreation. So we do all kinds of things. People put on cross-country skis and go out on the golf courses, both the municipal one and the country club, and you'll see people outside all the time. But what we have, Kyle, we have blue sky and sunshine all the time. So it might be 15 degrees and we think it's warm and sunny and we're outside.
Vitamin D. Yeah, that's it.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
So
yeah, a lot of sunny days in Butte. Well,
yeah, there are.
That's exciting. Well, yeah, the snow will start flying one of these days, but it hasn't yet. So
yeah, I know.
We'll continue to enjoy the warm weather.
Again. Yeah. So, well, good.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm gonna you as well. I'll hit stop on the recording here.
Okay.
Thank you very much.